Friday night in New Delhi is loud and relentless, but within the city's legal circles, this high-pressure environment often creates a profound sense of isolation. Aman Sharma was a part of that world. At 30 years old, he was a rising star in the Delhi judicial services, a man whose career was defined by steady, public success. At 10 p.m., that public image was shattered by a single phone call. Aman reached out to his father with a desperate message. He was in deep distress, and he found it impossible to continue living. His father didn't hesitate. He left Alwar immediately, beginning a midnight drive to the capital, racing to reach his son before it was too late. It is difficult to reconcile Aman's professional life, sorting through the life-altering crises of strangers in court, with the private emergency that had suddenly paralyzed his own. By the time his father arrived at the Safdar residence around midnight, the situation inside the home had already reached a breaking point. Aman had previously shared the source of his struggle, claiming he had been facing escalating domestic harassment for at least 2 months. The conflict involved influential figures. Aman's wife was also a judicial officer, and her sister held a prominent role as an IAS officer. Aman alleged that his sister-in-law was a constant, controlling presence in his household, dictating personal decisions and interfering in his private life. The hostility continued even after his father arrived. According to reports, Aman's wife demanded her father-in-law leave the house immediately, threatening to involve the police if he stayed. Aman's home had been transformed into a site of conflict, a space dominated by the same legal and administrative powers he worked with every day. The following morning, the tension erupted into a loud argument between Aman and his wife. His father, listening from another room, reported hearing his daughter-in-law shouting while Aman was crying. Then the shouting stopped. The sudden quiet was so heavy that his father went to check on the couple, only to find that Aman had disappeared. When he dialed Aman's phone, he heard it ringing from the other side of a locked bathroom door. A security guard eventually climbed through a narrow shaft window to gain entry. Once inside, he found Aman hanging. The promising career of a 30-year-old judge ended there, in the silence behind a locked door. While initial evidence points to suicide, the Delhi police have launched a full investigation, probing the circumstances from every angle. Investigators have seized electronic devices and are currently analyzing call records and interrogating family members to build a clearer picture of Aman's final weeks. This tragedy has hit the legal community particularly hard, given Aman's position as the full-time secretary of the District Legal Services Authority at Karkarduma Courts. His family is now calling for a fair and impartial probe, specifically focusing on the sustained mental harassment they allege led to this outcome. The legal system is now applying its investigative rigor to the death of one of its own officers, seeking clarity in the aftermath of the tragedy. Aman's career was built on providing legal remedies to others, an expertise that, in the end, didn't provide a way out of his own domestic conflict. The allegations from Aman's family highlight how quickly domestic distress and mental health struggles can overwhelm even those most familiar with the law. For judicial officers, there is an added pressure to maintain a stoic public image, a requirement that can make it difficult to seek help for a private crisis. If you are experiencing severe distress, please reach out to these national resources. Talking to a professional can provide a necessary path forward. A system of justice faces a significant gap if it cannot support the mental and emotional lives of the very people tasked with its survival.